Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Power Talks. For this edition, we're speaking to Jean-Philippe Hiegel, who is VP of Strategy and Growth at RepAir. Now, hello, Jean-Philippe. Can we start by you telling us a little bit about RepAir and exactly what you do?
Yes, hello, Mary, and thanks for having me with you today. So, as you said, I'm working for RepAir Carbon, and I'm the VP Strategy and Growth there. At RepAir, we are a climate tech company. So we develop a technology that is kind of a new generation of carbon capture technology. We try to capture the carbon, the CO2 emissions, and we do so by leveraging the unmatched energy efficiency of electrochemistry. So it's completely a new pathway to try to capture CO2 emissions. And we have a patented solution that we can use to capture CO2 both from industrial point source emissions, so to decarbonize actual industrial players, but also to capture CO2 directly from the air. We have a fully electric process that aims to really, and that's our key differentiator, that aims to cut the energy needs. Traditional carbon capture technology, they require a lot of energy to capture the CO2 emissions. They require heat. We have demonstrated a technology that can cut the energy needs by 70%.
Wow.
That really enables a modular factory build deployment, especially for industrial sectors that have very diluted CO2 emissions in their flue gas, like, for example, aluminum smelting, but also gas turbines.
So what sort of industries are taking advantage of this technology at the moment? And how do you see it playing out in the next 5 years, say?
So let's say the most advanced industrial sector that looks at carbon capture is the cement sector. That's a sector that has been really, let's say, progressing on the topic in the past years. A sector where traditional carbon capture technology are quite, let's say, at commercial stage already, because they have, CO2 concentration in their flue gas that is quite high. Now, what we target with our technology are really those industrial players that are that have very diluted CO2 emissions. And here we are in discussions with aluminum players, aluminum smelters, but also gas turbines operators.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I know you guys are starting to deploy AI in your processes. How is that deployed exactly?
So AI is key for actually two things. We use AI on a day-to-day basis on our side because it's helping us to optimize the let's say the process behind our technology. When you capture CO2 emissions from, let's say, industrial sources, also from the air, you need to monitor all the parameters to, of course, demonstrate that you capture the CO2 efficiency, that you are actually capturing it, because your CO2 is something we cannot see, we cannot smell. So you need to have the right, let's say, tools in place, and there AI is very useful. Also because we are very modular, so we produce electrochemical cells that we stack. So to capture meaningfully emissions from industrial plants, we will have to deploy, many cells. So then we can use AI to observe in real time the performance of each and every cell, so that we can optimize always the efficiency of the technology. Then a second aspect, which is important, is AI is opening up a market for us. Because AI today will, and the way it is projected, will require so much in electricity there will be an unprecedented surge in electricity demand, especially linked with AI and data centers. So that then a new challenge is there. How can we deliver reliable, firm power while keeping emissions, in check? And that's where decarbonizing gas turbines by coupling them with carbon capture is essential. And it's for me one of the most viable pathway to clean firm power, especially for AI.
Oh, fantastic! That's really exciting. So just ending on how do you think the industry is going to pan out in relation to what you do and in the next 5 to 10 years? The sort of headlines.
So very quickly to projecting myself,
crystal ball stuff.
Yeah. Decarbonization is very high on the agendas, especially in the UK. And right now we are at a moment where I would say 2030 is a sort of an inflection point. We have 5 years now till 2030 to demonstrate and de-risk innovative solutions like the one that we develop at RepAir. But also all the infrastructure, the backbone of this infrastructure. And when you talk about carbon capture, once you capture the CO2, then you need to actually transport and store it underground. It's a value chain from the capture to the underground storage. So we need the backbone of infrastructure in place. And then by 2030 till 2040, for me, this will be really the rollout of large, big industrial projects. And there, the UK and especially the North, Teesside, the Humber, North Wales, are really the engine room of UK's industrial decarbonization. You have CCUS clusters, you have backbone of infrastructure that are in the making. This is also where heavy industrial players are located. So we at RepAir, we look at this area, with we see a lot of opportunities there.
Okay, fantastic. Well, the future certainly looks bright. Jean-Philippe, thank you so much for speaking to us today. It really was a fascinating conversation. Lots to discuss, lots of plans. So thank you very much for joining us.